I have a, well, more or less. I mean, my student is okay. I have a student that goes on Saturdays. He lives in a community.
Hmm.
Today, there was a bad accident in the highway from Silao to Irapuato.
Hmm.
A car crashed and flipped over, and there were two students from a community, and one
Oh,
of them died. He was expelled from the car, and the car flipped over and smashed against him, and one of the students died
oh,
dramatically today. Very sad. And I know that the car lived in a community before Aldama or by Aldama,
uh-huh.
and so they were going to school. But one of the students didn't have the seatbelt. He didn't have the seatbelt,
Yeah.
so he went out of the car through the window
Uh-huh.
and died. And I wanted to double check that it was not my student that goes to Saturdays, and I sent him a message, and he's okay. But still, it's unfortunate,
Yes,
even if
yes.
it's a person that you don't know. It's
Yeah.
unfortunate. So that's sad. No, those things happen, but imagine the parents, all the pain for the parents.
Yes. No, yes, it's a dramatic and terrible notice.
Yeah, terrible news. Yeah, and what it takes, 30 seconds, 10 seconds to belt.
Yes. And other things
10
that
seconds.
the people live like never will to happen, no? It's the people think, no? But it's
Yeah,
a
I mean,
strange accidents. Teacher? Yes.
uh, well, what do you say? What do you imagine the parents?
Teacher, sorry,
So, yeah.
I see you frozen like in 10 seconds.
I am back. I'm back, Luis.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Are you there, Luis? I
Uh,
think we're moving. Yeah,
sorry,
I got
teacher.
problems.
I see you like and you screen frozen and your audio also. I think now is okay. Well, it's like 7 9 seconds totally frozen.
Oh, okay. But can you see me okay now?
Yeah, now yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, very good. Well, yeah, well, that was a terrible news, but it's over now.
Yes.
Poor guys.
Yeah.
Um, Changing the subject a little bit, how did you feel in the tournament, Luis? You played like 10 games, right?
Yes, teacher. But honestly, I feeling so bad, teacher. I realizes on this tournament that I don't know nothing about the theory of the finals. Nothing, 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 nothing. I feel so bad.
Well, don't worry. It's a part of the game that not many. There is a lot of theory about endings. Endings is a phase of the
Yes.
game that is very important to play, and that allows you to surpass other players, which can be stronger. But if you play the endings well, your
Yeah.
level goes up dramatically too. You want to take
Yeah.
a quick look at some of your games?
Sorry.
Do you want to take a quick look
Yeah.
at some of
Yes.
your
Yes.
games? Yes. For example, you play the first one against Gael,
Okay.
and can you see the position? You were you were white, right? Yeah. And
Yeah.
so he played there, and you gave a check.
I stay seeing the leeches, but on the game, teacher.
You don't see the game? Oh, okay.
No.
Let me then share something different. Okay, I'm gonna share. I'm going to share the other screen, the liches window. Okay, I'm going to share this. And then share here and here. Okay, can you see it?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, well, look at this. In this position,
Uh-huh.
you gave a check,
Yeah.
and then he moves there, and then in this position, there is no way for him to win here. I mean, you can give check, that's perfect. You continue giving check. Here, you need to continue giving check, continue checking forever. This should be a draw. White
Okay.
cannot win and black cannot win. But if you make a mistake, you end up losing. For example, here, you should
Yes.
not permit this check. So you need to continue giving checks here like this, and
Yes.
then just coming back here. And
Okay.
he cannot do anything. I mean, here, he can risk losing actually. If he's not careful, like here, for example, the position now is already bad, right? Look at this. So now the position white is winning here,
Yes.
right? So
Okay.
um here, for example, uh, well, maybe here in this position, he's not supposed to come to the F file. Now you can play here King F4. What can he do now? What does he
Mm.
do as black in this position, Luis?
Um, King A6.
King E6.
E6.
Uh,
And if check, King F6 again. Ah, here, King F7
King
and advance
F7.
the pawns. No, advance
And
the.
then, well, yeah, but for example, here
Uh-huh.
you can do this.
No, no lo alcanzo, sí. Okay, no, I don't know. So, what is the correct answer?
This
When?
position is already lost
Yes, yes,
because
yes.
because if he moves here, you simply take the pawn, and he advances here,
Yeah,
and you move the rook here,
yes.
and you already win. So for him to draw, he needs to remain in the. For example, this is a bad move. He needs to come back to G7. That's the right move,
Okay.
right? So he made a mistake immediately in move number one, right? And
Yeah.
then you played okay here, and then he made another mistake here. He's not supposed to come to this file. He's supposed to come to this file, to the H file. But coming to this file, you can play now this move, and now I think he's lost. He's lost now. Look,
But teacher,
he's lost.
at the first of the game, can you regret some plays? Like,
Yes, moves
yeah.
here
Move.
here.
Yeah. No, after King F6, can I play Rook H6? Don't winning also?
Rook H6. Well,
No, 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 no. For yes, King G7. No,
King G7. Yeah.
no, but Rook H5.
Here, Rook H5.
Uh huh.
King G6.
King G. Oh yes, yes, yes.
And
If I take the pawn of H drawn.
he moves to the H file exactly.
Uh huh.
And
Yeah.
now the
Okay.
threat is to advance the pawn, so you cannot take the pawn
Yes.
because then he wins. And I think that's what happened in the game. Yeah, you cannot take. So when he does this, the only way to draw. What do you think is the only way to draw here, Luis?
Rook G8.
Exactly, is the only thing. The only
Yes.
way to do.
If
He moves
he
here.
plays, uh-huh. Rook G5, G5.
G5. That's the only thing you can do. Exactly. Well, you
Yes.
can do other things actually. You can come like here and then here and stop the pawn, right?
Yeah. Yes.
But you can try with this and he comes back again, right? but he made a mistake in the very first moves here. You made that move, and then here, and this check. This is a gross mistake, a big mistake. Now he's lost. In this position, he's lost, and you're won. So what you're supposed to do here is bring the king back to f4, and then he
Uh-huh.
comes here. He can never do this, right? What do you do if he moves if he advances the pawn?
No, I take the pawn. Rook G8.
Rook h8, exactly.
Ah, sorry, Rook H8.
So what he instead of this with this he doesn't have any moves. For example,
Yeah.
uh, king here, you play rook g5.
Yes. Yes, yes. And I captured the pawn of F5.
Yeah, you capture this pawn.
Yeah.
If he comes here, you capture with check, and then the rest is over. Right? For example, here you just take the pawn, and if he
Yes.
advances, you just move the rook here. So that was the first game. Um, let me close this. And then you had the second game. It was a draw against Amir. You were black, right? You
Yeah.
played this. Ah, well, here is the same thing. You need to play King G7. Only move here or here, anyways. You move up,
Okay.
and he comes back, and it's a draw.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
uh, So this was a draw, but I think he played. I know you played. You played here. He moved back. You moved there correctly. Check. No, and again, this is the wrong side because now instead of giving a check, is the same position as in the previous game. With this move, he's in a good position.
Yeah.
He's won actually in this position. He's won. Because it's the same situation. What do you do as black?
As what, teacher?
If black, what can black do here?
Ah, black. No, I
Yeah,
think black is. Oh, uh, King F7.
king f7.
Yeah,
Well,
but no, it's lost for Rook G5, and I.
right, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So if he plays here, you simply take the pawn,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
If
Yes.
he
Yes.
advances, you advance here.
Rook H5.
What happens if he advances the other pawn? Like for example, if he advances this pawn, what do you do?
Um. For example, could be Rook F5.
Rook what?
Rook A5. Sorry, A5.
Rook a5 here. Well,
No,
I
no,
don't
no, no.
know.
Sorry. I pronounce bad the letter on English. E,
Oh,
with the E. Sorry,
e rook e5 here.
Rook E5. Yeah.
Well, I don't know because now it's check.
No. Yes.
Like, king comes here.
Yes, it's check, and then Rook A3.
A3,
A3.
E3.
No,
Okay.
but no. Also don't.
That
It's
loses.
difficult. I don't understand for why I.
The
Yes.
only move that wins here is rook e1. That's the
Oh.
only move
Oh
that
yeah.
wins.
Yeah. Okay. I understand.
What
Yes.
do you do against pawn G2? How do you win as white?
King G3.
King G3, exactly.
King
And
G3.
white is winning, right? But notice that he had the win because
Yeah.
you move the king there. The king should move uh, to the H file, right? And then what can he do? Well, if he moves here, you always come back here. He moves up, and you move
Yeah.
up. You are in the H file.
Yes. 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 Cover
You're taking
the
this
column.
right, exactly. But well, that's with practice. Don't worry. That's with practice. No, no problem. No big deal.
Yes,
Now,
but
then you,
I need to study the theory. I personally think that on a topic of theory, I really bad. For example, I don't consider myself that I have a good preparation against one d4 on the opening, for example, or also it's some defenses with black that I don't know very well. Some preparation, some tricks. Also, I think on the opening and in the final, I'm more ¿cómo se decía? Devil teacher,
I'm weaker. I am
weaker.
weaker.
I am weaker. Yeah, I think on the middle of the game a little bit so stronger, but on the opening and maybe if I play with as white, I think I'm now Alabama. I think I'm now a little bit more. mm, for example, the theory with the Italian opening or um, with a Sicilian defense, some things like that. I think I'm a little bit better if I play both. Imagine mm, the Queen's Gambit, the King's Gambit, also the French defense are positions that I prefer don't playing. You know,
Not to play as white or as black.
as anything, as anything,
Oh, really? Either side.
either side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's it's because when you get more understanding of the position, it becomes much easier. For example, I was
Yeah.
just checking with one of the kids that's going to play the the state championship.
Hmm.
I was just playing this game, this position here, right? This something which is like kind of elementary position, right? Now white plays this, black plays this. Now, something very, very important theoretically speaking is the control of the squares with certain color. For example, who is in possession of the white squares in this position? Who controls the white squares in this position list?
The white squares.
White squares, yes. White
White
squares,
squares. No, the black pieces.
black pieces.
Yeah.
And who is in control of the black squares? Well, you can debate
Yeah.
that black is in more or less some control of some of the squares because of the bishop, right?
Yes, but after c5, for example, a little bit less, no?
Yeah, the thing with c5 is that once you remove the bishop, you're gonna break this position with pawn b6.
Yeah.
And even if you play here this, the next move is a5. And so this position disappears completely, right? He
Yeah.
cannot play a3 because the pawn
Yes,
is
the
pinned
rook on
to the rook,
a1.
right? So the next move that is coming is b6.
Mm-hmm.
White still b6. And the position, black's position is going to disappear here, white's position,
Yeah.
right? All the pawns are going to be changed or swapped. So, how do you get rid of this black squared bishop? How do you change
Uh,
this bishop?
for example, my bad bishop on b1 till f4 to change the bishops.
That's a possibility, which I normally do as white, but then black can play simply this, and he maintains the bishop. And next move, he plays knight
Okay.
here
Yeah.
or h5, g5.
Okay.
So the
Yes.
idea is good to trade the bishops, but there is another way to trade this bishop.
Mm,
How do you think you can trade this bishop for this?
trade these bishops. It's like this.
Yeah, this is one position, but there is another one.
Mm, could be b3 and then bishop a3, but I don't like he's slower.
Exactly, but it's the right plan. Actually, it's a great plan for the simple reason that You develop your black square bishop. You trade the bishop for a very good bishop. So
Yes.
he trades, and now there are holes here. Look,
Yes.
these are squares for your knights, and you have absolute control of the black squares now as a
Yeah.
result of trading this bishop. See?
Yes.
So this is strategically speaking a very strong move, very strong move.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
and so that's the type of maneuvers that you need to look for. How to weaken is debilitar, how to weaken the squares of the opponent when he has this type of structure, right?
Mm. Okay.
Well, a similar case happened in the game. Let me show you the game really quick. For example, this knight, where do you think this knight is very well placed, Luis? In what square? This knight is in the side of the board, but you want to reposition the knight.
Yeah, I think if knight c2, then knight another square have better opportunities, no?
Yeah, maybe you want to get here, right? How do you get to e5?
Knight c2, knight e1, knight d3, and knight e5.
Exactly. You just found a route for your knight, and that's a perfect maneuver. But look how interesting this is. Obviously, black wants to play pawn g5 to launch a pawn attack on the king side. So, how do
Okay.
you prevent this move with the queen?
Could be h4, no?
That's one way to do it, but there is another way
Yeah.
to do it, just without weakening your king side pawn structure. You don't want to move your king's
Okay.
pawns. So, how do you do that with the queen? I'm sorry.
Mm. Queen d2, sorry. Yeah, queen
Well,
d2.
the only problem with you have queen d2 and you have queen c1, right? What is
Yes.
the only minor problem with queen d2?
Knight, yeah, knight.
He wins a tempo, right?
Yeah.
So if you do this instead, I mean, he's still going to play this
Yes.
anyways, but now you don't have to move the queen away because the queen is not attacked in this moment. So you can continue with your plan of the knights.
Yes. But teacher, for example, on this position, how then other people know that his rival wants to play g5 to attack? No. Personally, if I stay playing play this game, I don't think g5. I think maybe he also debilitated his own castle. No.
He weakens the castle. Well, the
Yes.
castle is actually weakened if you don't open the center. What you should do when they advance in the flanks
Hmm.
is to open the center with e4. But to play e4, you need to prepare it, right?
Yeah.
You need to open up the center like an explosion. It needs to be opened. So yeah, it is. It's clear that when Black moves the queen here, he wants to play g5. I mean, what is the purpose of moving the queen here if it is not to gain space on the king side? It's
Okay.
normal to gain space.
Yeah.
But then you want to prevent it with this move. Well, he adds another defender of this square, knight. And now the knight is defending this square, so now he can play this. But now you
Yes.
can continue with your plan of the knight maneuver that you mentioned. Remember that you mentioned this knight maneuver?
Yes.
Well, he does
91,
it,
93, and 95.
right? He advances on the king side. And then what do you do with your other knight? Well, you just prepare to come to this square, right? And now he advances the knight because he wants to trade this knight. And you move here anyways. You move here anyways.
Yeah.
Right? And now one question please. Why this move is bad? Why this is a bad move?
Um, este, I calculate bishop f3, but I don't sure.
Bishop
F3,
f3,
bishop f3, but now he had d2. Yeah.
queen d2, right?
Um, yes. Bishop takes the knight on e4,
Right, pawn takes,
and queen takes g5. Yeah,
queen takes g5, exactly.
and he's
He
lost to
moves
the
here,
right.
and
Yeah,
then the next is the knight here, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
And why this move is impossible? Why is this move impossible?
For the discovered move with knight
Exactly,
g6. Yes.
exactly. You see that? You see those moves very fast, which is a good
Yeah.
tactical skill.
Yeah.
There is another possibility, which is queen takes, pawn advances,
Okay.
knight moves here or here, and then
Uh-huh.
how do you trap the queen?
Um, with rook f2.
And the queen is lost.
Yes. Yes,
So
yes.
that's another possibility. And you see that when you move the knight e5, he
Yeah.
cannot take the pawn here,
No.
right? But then he moves the king away, and now because he made an advance in the flank,
Yeah.
the theory says that you need to open the center. When some player makes an advance in the king side, you
Mm-hmm.
open the center. That and now how do you open the center?
As white, no?
It's white, yes, that's white.
Yes, as white. As the okay. Mm, to the rupture. For example, could be with the pawn on c4, but I don't like. I don't like because he only retake with his pawn on c6 and open the column. I don't know. No, also could be no. What
Could
happened in
be,
c
but
takes?
he takes with the other pawn.
Ah,
That's what he does. Yes,
okay.
he doesn't open. I mean, if he played with this, he would lose a piece. Actually, he would do this,
Oh
take
yeah,
here.
yes, yes,
How do
yes.
you win a piece here?
Queen c7.
Exactly, you win a piece of the
Yes.
game with that. Exactly. So, how do you open the game then as white?
Okay, I
You want to
go
open the center.
descent.
Yeah, you open the
Good. No,
center.
no, no. Voy. Mm, 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 mm. I don't sure of e4 teacher, but maybe.
Absolutely, yes. If
Yeah.
for even if you sacrifice a pawn, the
Yes.
lines get open for your pieces. And now his king is very weak
Mm,
because he made this advance. But how
yeah.
can you take advantage of this? Well, by opening lines, right? Or you
Okay.
open lines, and he doesn't want to open lines. He doesn't play pawn
Yes.
takes because then you pawn take, rook takes, and queen comes to the open column, and now it's very dangerous for the black king. You see.
Yes.
So instead of that, he withdraws the knight here. And now you continue opening lines. Now your idea becomes very, very good, very prevalent. What do you play here?
Sorry, teacher.
Now,
What I
now
play?
your idea of opening the column for the queen is very strong now.
Uh huh. Okay. Here, here, here. If for the pawn on e takes on f5.
Well, actually, he can do that, but he wants to attack the d pawn first.
With that.
So he
Okay.
takes c takes d5.
C takes. Okay.
And he recaptures with the knight, takes the knight. Now, this is a very important question. Do you simplify the position further, taking with the knight, or you
No.
capture with the pawn?
I prefer with the pawn on this example because
Yeah.
I stay in open the lines for the attack, and if I simplify, I think that my initiative is lost.
Will disappear.
Will disappear. Yeah.
Very good reasoning. Excellent reasoning. That's exactly right. And besides, this knight is very poorly placed. He's in a very bad position.
Yeah.
After pawn
Yes.
takes, he doesn't have one single square. I mean, one square backwards. Not here, not here, not here, not here, and not here. So the knight is in a very poor position.
Yes.
I'm sorry, right? So well, he continues capturing here, and what do you do? Which pawn do you capture? Here is the same.
Mm. Well, it takes on d5.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
then he recaptures. And now, how do you make this bishop very passive, which is passive now? How do you
Yes.
make it more passive?
More passive.
Yeah, than he is now. Because he wants to advance the pawn, right? And liberate the bishop, more or less. How do you make
Okay.
it?
Okay. If I play, no. It doesn't work. I think no. Mm. I was say knight c5 to cover these two squares, but if I play knight c5, he only push with a
He,
with a b6.
he,
Yeah.
yeah, he
Um,
drives you right away.
if I
Right.
play queen c5 attacking the rook, no, he activates the bishop, no? Yeah.
He activates the bishop. Yeah.
Yes. And no, I don't found nothing. Um. Oh, but
How do you connect all your pawn chain and put your opponent's pawns, fix your opponent's pawns in the white squares like this one? How do you fix this pawn, impeding that it moves?
sorry, your question is I don't understand this.
Yes, you want to maintain the bishop locked, right? That he cannot move here because he wants to play the pawn here and
Ah,
liberate the bishop a little bit.
f4
How do you prevent this move here?
with ef4.
Exactly. For you connect your pawns.
Yeah.
Now this is a pass pawn. You activate your bishop, attacking this
Yes.
pawn,
Mhm.
right? And you have a totally winning position. Totally
Yeah.
winning. He defends the pawn with the rook, but now your rook, your queen can enter the game with decisive effect. What do you play here?
Um, I want to play now queen c5. No. No.
Well,
Sorry.
that's okay. It's okay. What do you play?
Um, ah,
Well, you open the column, right? It's for the invasion of your
yes,
queen.
yes, but
Yeah, you are attacking the knight. The knight is tied to the rook, and the queen is tied to the knight. So
that
everything
is
is
controlled. No.
compromised.
Mhm.
Yeah, if he moves the rook here, then you attack two things. What do you do here? Well,
Two things.
where do you
Oh,
where do you play the queen?
with queen c5, I attack the pawn on d5, and also I mate in one. No?
You attack mating one, and you attack a fork.
Oh yeah,
So this is a very powerful move, exactly. So that's why he cannot play rook d7. So he plays pawn b6,
yeah,
pretending to develop the bishop from c8 to a6 to attack the knight and then bring
yes.
the other rook. That's the idea. But now what do you do? Now the position is totally lost for black, totally lost.
Mm.
How do you bring your knight into the
I,
game and make it more active?
knight b4. Digo, sí, b4.
Knight before is a possible move. Absolutely, yeah, it's a possible move because it attacks the pawn here,
And
and it's
cover the rest of
probably enough to win. He can maybe do this, but it's not a bad move, clearly. But you have a much stronger move here. Let's see if you see it. To activate the knight on the other flank.
Oh, are you refer like knight f2?
No, that's not so active because here the
No,
knight doesn't have many
no,
squares.
I don't see it.
Well, liberate a square for your knight. What square can you liberate? That'll attack the queen at the same time.
Attack the queen with my knight?
That your knight will eventually attack, not in this moment, but eventually in the future.
Uh, no, I go. Uh, no, teacher, what is? What
You
is?
want to see the movie? The movie is pawn takes.
Ah, But it doesn't move of knight. I understand that with the knight.
No, no, no. You activate the knight. Yeah, you activate the knight by giving him one square. You give him the square. I'm
Okay,
sorry I didn't
okay.
explain myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, you activate the knight by giving him a square, an additional square. You give him this square now, right?
Yes.
And so the same thing. If rook d7, now the position of the queen becomes very strong here, right?
Yes. Yes.
And if
Yes.
pawn d4 now defends this pawn, and you want a pawn, and
Yeah.
besides now the rook is under attack.
Oh yeah.
So, um, well, what can he do? He develops the bishop, right, attacking the knight. And what do you do now? How do you win the game now?
Winning.
Yeah, this is a win for white. Everything is attacked. The knight is attacked. The
Yeah.
rook is attacked.
I ask. No. 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 I think it's a sacrifice, teacher.
No, no, no.
Ah.
It's a simple logical move, very logical move.
Knight. Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry.
No. 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 Knight f4.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You attacking the queen, and the queen cannot continue defending the knight, so the game
Mm,
is lost. The knight is
yes.
lost,
Kill the
and
knight.
with the knight, the game is lost too.
Yeah.
So
But
if he,
well, it's two pieces for the rook and one pawn, no?
yeah, but also after taking the knight is threatening to play
Yeah,
here,
it lost. It's lost.
right? So after this move, uh, yeah, black is lost, or even, I mean, this endgame is very easy to win. Don't you think?
Yes. No. No. Also, I think. Um. No. Yeah. Yes.
Or
Yes.
capturing with a rook as well,
Hmm.
or with a king. Yeah. See. This pawn is lost. This pawn is passed. The
Yes.
knight and the bishop easily defeat a rook, the extra rook.
And also, if I play knight e6, I recover material. No?
Yeah, this is a fork.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. So as you can see, the game is more or less logical, right? It's logical
Yes.
in the
Yes.
sense that,
Repetitive.
yeah, the maneuvers you're giving
Yeah.
to the knight. So this
Teacher.
is a great, yes.
Yeah. Sorry, teacher. I want to ask you. I stay to search on the web and also for the. You recommend me the book of I don't remember the name of the author, but the thing that I want to ask you is if are you think that I could found the book but on Spanish is that read on English is very difficult to me.
The book. You told me about that book. Let me see if I find it. Yeah, I should have it.
Yes.
Let me look at it quickly. It's Criterio Táctico del Ajedrez by Max Sobe. Yeah, yeah. I should have sent you the book. Let me see. I think I should have it. Okay, chess. Let me share this with you.
Yeah, personally, I want to up my level a lot. I want to be more competitive, but I think that only playing the games, daily. I think that don't. I progress slower.
Yeah, don't worry. I have All the Judgment and Plan. This is a great book. But you want to
Yes,
find it, you want to see it in Spanish, right?
on
Let me see.
Spanish. Yes.
If just by chance I have it. Uh, well, another book which is great is this Igor Smirnov. Let me see if this has the notation. The what's the notation? Geometric notation. No, this is not it. Let me try to find Polayevsky Grandmaster Performance in English. Smedinov. Let me see. I must have a Tactica. I thought I had it. There must be. this book in Spanish. Do you want to look it up quickly? I'll look it
Yes,
up quickly.
yes,
To
yes.
Criterio y Táctica en el ajedrez by Max Oibe. Criterio y
He was
Táctica.
a world champion, no?
Yeah, he was a world champion. Max Oibe. I think I have found it. Estrategia y Táctica en el ajedrez. Max Oibe, Strategia Academia. I don't know if Academia will allow me to
Can
download
you
the book.
repeat the name of the book, teacher? Sorry.
Criterio y Táctica en el ajedrez.
Okay.
Criterio y Táctica en el ajedrez. They also call it, uh, well, tell you what, I just, I was just able to download it. Send. Okay,
Very tactic and ajedrez, Dr. Max
I
here.
found it. It's
Yeah.
here.
Oh, great.
And let me send it to you. Yeah, it's a great book.
Yeah. I
I
want
just
to
want
start to
to,
study the chess.
yeah, you're gonna strengthen your game immediately with this book. It's a fantastic book. Yeah, this is the book. Let me show it
And
to
you think
you.
that is your favorite book? Or what your categories like your favorite or the most uh, indispensable or the most important to blow the level, to hype the level?
I believe to increase your level, this book is going to help you to increase your level dramatically, very fast. The well, the only thing is this. This is the only thing that the notation is the old notation.
Oh.
It's very easy. I can show it to you in a moment. Let me send you the book first of all.
Mhm.
But there's a book. It's a great book. Let's see. Let's see. Where's this? This. Send it to you. Document. Descargas.
And
Here.
teacher, are you don't think that maybe the book could be exist on a physic, like a tangible, to
Hardcover book.
yeah,
Yeah,
to buy.
possibly. Yeah, if you want to read it in hard paper, in a
Uh-huh.
hard copy of the book, you can surely find it in Amazon, maybe.
Namas. Okay. That I look at the shopping and I found, for example, on Mercado Libre, I think it's very cost. It's 800, 800. It's
Yeah, it's expensive. No, that's
yeah.
not a reasonable price for a book. No, I mean 50 pesos, even 100, but not 800. No, it's very expensive. But I just sent you the book, and
Oh yeah. Oh,
you
thank you,
got
that
it.
teacher. Thank you.
Yeah, the notation. Just to explain you how the notation is, let me show you. I'll show you this in a moment. Here, partir la completa. Okay, here. Well, I'll show you. Let's see, Petrosian Games. When it says, do you have the book at hand? Can you see it?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay, so let me show the book. The first move is Peon Cuatro Rey. So the first move is Peon Cuatro Rey. Let me edit board. New game, posición inicial. Ok, here estudiar, create studio. Max Oive. Max Oive. It was a Dutch player right here. All right.
Against Botvinnik.
Botvinnik, exactly. So peon cuatro rey is the pawn of the king for, that's the first move. Now, what is the black's answer, please, Liz?
Also, digo, no. I don't understand the notation. No.
It's peon cuatro rey too.
Yes,
So
but
peon cuatro rey is pawn one, two, three, four.
okay. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. Now, what is the next move from white?
C3 AR, but
Caballo tres, alfil rey. Okay. Caballo, this is the knight.
yeah,
1, 2, 3, because this is the king's bishop, el
yeah.
alfil del rey, right? This is the alfil del rey. So caballo 3 alfil rey is here, and black responds with caballo 3 alfil dama, which is the caballo del alfil de la dama, which is that? Alfil de la dama, which is that?
Yes. But
This or this?
no, no, the knight on b8.
Here, right? So knight b8 to 3 alfil dama here.
But for example, teacher, I don't understand the. It says caballo, digo, knight 3, bishop, queen, no? But
Queen's bishop.
how I can know if it's knight c6 or it's knight a6?
Caballo 3 al alfil de rey, the column of the alfil de dama, I'm sorry. This is the alfil de dama. The column of the alfil de dama is this.
Okay. So if plays knight a6, it says
Caballo
c3,
3 torre dama.
torre dama. Okay. Yeah.
And this is caballo 3 alfil rey, alfil dama, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Alfil
Okay.
dama. And what is the next move by white?
Es alfil 5, alfil 5.
Caballo. So caballo, this is the knight's column. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Ya, ya, ya.
Bishop, alfil 5, caballo. Okay.
Okay.
And then peón 3 torre dama, which is that move in the algebraic notation? Peón 3 torre dama is which?
Peón 3, torre dama, a6.
Exactly. Very good.
Okay.
And so the next move is alfil 4 torre. Only one bishop can move to 4 torre. You have
Alfil,
4 torres here and 4 torres here, but no, you have only one possibility.
alfil 4. Alfil 4. Ay, espérame. Voy. Alfil aquí. La de P3TD. No. Ese es peón, no. A4T es. Yes. Alfil A4.
Bishop a4, exactly. That's the move. Very good. Bishop a4. And then knight, caballo 3 alfil. Well, it can only be this, right? Because the other is already in 3 alfil.
Yeah.
So caballo 3 alfil is here. And then you castle. Castle is universal symbol.
Yes.
You know this. Castle. And then caballo por peón. Which is caballo por peón?
Knight takes on e4.
Exactly. Knight takes on e4. And then white plays peón 4 dama.
Yeah, the d4.
Before. Black plays peón 4 caballo dama. Which is that?
Peón 4, caballo dama. A ver,
Which is the column of the caballo de dama? This is the column of the caballo de dama, right?
Yeah.
So peón 4.
B5. Okay.
Exactly, b5.
It's
And
confusing,
then,
no?
it's a little bit confusing. Well, you get used to this. You get used to this in 2 or 3 games, probably 2 or 3 games, and you get totally familiar with the notations.
Okay.
So then alfil 3 caballo. Which is 3 caballo?
Can you repeat, teacher?
Which move is alfil 3 caballo?
Alfil 3 caballo.
Yeah,
Alfil B3.
bishop b3, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Ajá.
And then the next move is peón 4 dama. Which is peón 4 dama?
D5.
d5, exactly. Very
Yeah.
good. Very good. And then peón por peón. Peón captures a pawn.
Yeah. D takes E5.
That's the only possibility, right? That's the only. And then you have bishop alfil 3 rey. Which is alfil 3 rey?
Alfil 3 rey.
Let me answer a message, please, really quick, because he sent me a mail. I just need, excuse me, to respond.
Yeah, don't worry.
I just answered this guy who wanted to have an interview, but I'm telling him that I have a class now, so maybe some other day we do this. All right, so we are with the Max Webby game right here. Okay, peon por peon is the move, and then alfiltre rey, which is alfiltre rey for black.
And filters bishop e6.
Exactly, perfect. Very good. Now, in the book, there is an explanation, which is something that I like very much. Can you maybe read it and translate it to Spanish, to English, or I can translate
Yes,
it
let's add the notation, no?
after the notation? Yes.
After the notation. Okay. This is a good knowledge variant of the aperture Ruy Lopez that that
Contains
that contains like advantage, like a disadvantage that we don't need to discuss more detailed
in detail. Okay, yes.
in detailed, yeah. But but we should examine like
Examine the position.
examine the position that it's present now. Uh, for why contain it says
Because it contains
contains the element the basic elements of the strategy.
exactly, exactly. So he speaks in very strategical way. And okay, now the next section. While White
This
has,
position is all of theory, no? Only theory.
yes, it's very theoretical, very
Yes. Okay.
theoretical.
Yeah.
Well, let's continue. While White has 4 pawns against three in the king side, look, White has 1, 2, 3, 4 pawns
Hmm.
against three. That's something that you need to consider when you make the strategic analysis.
Yeah.
How many pawns do you have in one flank? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4
Four. Yes.
against three for black, right?
Uh huh.
Okay. Uh, while White has 4 pawns against three in the king side, they have only 3 pawns against four in the queen side flank. It's the opposite in the queen side flank. Is black has 1, 2, 3, 4, and white has how many pawns on the queen side, Luis?
Three pawns.
Three exactly. One, two,
Yes.
three. So what would you say? Uh, well, it says due to this pawn majority in the king side, white should try to take the initiative there. That's
Okay.
very important. If you have more pawns in one flank,
Mm-hmm.
your initiative is in that flank. It's very simple, right?
Okay. Okay. But
You see,
also in the king side is staying the castle now, and if I start to my initiative and the fight staying on this side, I could debilit my castle, no?
you can weaken your
Uh-huh.
castle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is correct. That is correct. More or less correct because you
Okay.
have space. And there are many games in which you start upon attack, upon you launch upon storm,
Mm-hmm.
even if your king is in that side, in that flank. There are many games that have this strategy. So it is not unusual, it's not unusual or it's not uncommon to see white launching upon attack upon storm in the place where the king is located. It depends on many factors, obviously. One of the main factors is that the center is closed.
Yes.
If the center is more or less closed, Luis, you can launch upon attack on the king side or on any side.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
But
Okay.
if the center opens up, like in the previous game that we saw, remember that you opened the game with the pawn f3 and then pawn e4 and the complete position of black collapse. Remember the previous game
Yes. Uh-huh. See.
because you opened the center.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But okay, let's continue. It says the same principle applies for black in the queen side flank. If black has a pawn side, in other words, in a few words, you are supposed to take the initiative in the flank in which you have a pawn majority.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
general strategy. If you have more pawns in the queen side, your strategy is in the queen side, your
Okay.
initiative,
Yeah.
right? So that's what I like about this book very much, that it gives you a clear analysis of what you should do in general
Yeah.
terms.
Yes. Yes. And I think that this information is very. I like the concept because my cat's fighting. Sorry.
It's all right, okay, no problem.
I like because I think that, for example, on the web, on another sites, I don't found this kind of strategies, and I like the concept. Personally, on this position, if I don't know this, I play something like knight b to d2 to change the knights. Could be right also, teacher.
That's a good move, absolutely, because you're developing your pieces. So you're playing under general terms, right? If you develop your pieces with knight b d2, is a perfect move. It's an excellent move. Actually, that's a
Okay.
theoretical move, right? You need to finish your development and only then think of launching an attack on the king side, right? But first of all, you need to develop your pieces.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the basic concept.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a perfect move, a perfectly logical move. But you need to consider, you need to bear in mind that your initiative as black is on the queen side, and your initiative on the as white is on the king side in general terms, right?
Okay. Okay.
So that's what I like about this book, Luis, that explains to you the basics, the basic,
Yeah.
and all the book is like that. If you take a look at it, he explains things in a very strategical way, and he gives a deep analysis. Look,
Yeah.
so n- since you like reading and studying this, you're going to find this book incredibly useful. This is the first chapter, the introductory chapter. The second chapter is okay, general principles, but then you have caballo contra alfil débil is one of the chapters. This is okay here.
What is the page, teacher?
Uh, Let me see. Oh, this is okay. Let me see the index. Strategic Táctica del Ajedrez. Uh, the index. I don't think there is an index. This should be an index.
Yeah.
Strategic Táctica. Okay, let me see. Yeah, the index is at the end. So is as you can see, has many concepts, and all the concepts are very important. So it's a book that you're going to enjoy, and you're going to learn a lot from it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, teacher. Yes, I will. I will learn, and I hope that I could hide my level, teacher. For example, imagine like it's very curiously of me. It's very curious.
Yes.
Imagine that I read all the book and I end the book, but I read with a deeper way. I analyze the position. I put the position on a model, for example, to look at the possibilities, the variance. It's only for curious. How much points of elo are you think that one person could up with one reading like that?
Like this, I'm sure that you're going to increase your elo by 200 points at least,
Oh, okay.
minimum. I'm
Okay,
totally
it's very
sure.
well.
Yes.
It's very
If
well.
you read this book carefully and master it, you're going to increase your elo 200 points, surely.
Okay, okay, yeah.
I'm telling
Okay,
you.
okay.
Yeah.
I excited. I excited to read.
Yeah. Now you can do something which would be also very good. For example, in addition to this book, there is a player called Tigran Petrosyan.
Okay,
He's a great chess player. He was a world champion. Let me write you his name. Tigran Petrosyan. I'm going to write you the name. Where is Luis? Luis, Luis. Oh, here. Tigran Petrosyan.
yeah.
Tigran Petrosyan. World champion. World or ex-world champion.
Yes, sure.
Ex-world champion. He is one of the most instructive chess players talking about the style of game because his style is incredibly strategic, but it's very profound. And
Okay.
I strongly recommend that if you don't want to do it at the same time, you want to read first one book and then another,
Yeah.
well, finish Max Weber's book and then start
Uh,
reading Tigran Petrosyan's games. That's my recommendation.
how is what is the name of the book of Tigran Petrosyan, teacher?
Well, there are many books. Let me show you one of his books that I like very much is called, let me show you, Strategy, Petrosian Move by Move. This, unfortunately, this is in English.
Oh,
Tuition move my move, but try to read it. I mean,
yeah.
it does. It is. I'll send it to you and see if you can give it a try. Maybe you can read. I'm sure that you will be able to read it. Let's see. Petrosian move by move. If not, if you find it difficult to follow, I'll try to get you a book in Spanish. I look up the book in Spanish as we did with this.
Yeah.
If you find it difficult to follow this middle game strategy, Petrosian move by move. This is another great book. He's a very strategician, very
Yeah.
very great player.
Okay.
Possibly one of my favorite players.
Petrosian.
Petrosian, yes.
Okay.
His style
Ah,
of
yeah.
game is incredible.
Move
I
by
just
move. Yeah. I saw.
because he's very clear. He is it's like this
Yeah.
game that I showed you previously, in which actually the game that I was showing you
Uh-huh.
was exactly that, right? One of Petrosian's games here. So the Petrosian's games. This game that we saw was played by him, right? This one that we, in which he changes the black square bishop here.
Are you share the screen, teacher? I don't see it.
I'm sorry, I know.
Ah,
Share, let me share here. Petrosian's game. Right. This game that we saw, in which white trades the white square bishop, the black square bishop for
mhm.
this bishop, this is played by Petrosian.
Yeah. Hmm.
This is typical of his style. He looks to gain control of certain squares, and that's why he trades the bishops in this case, right?
Yeah.
And then he gains control of the e5 square. Now you
Okay.
see the knight has control of the e5 square, and then he drives the knight away. That he's playing by theory, in other words, by the classical concepts of center domination.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Oh, so this his games is like an very conceptual games, no?
Exactly, that's the word. Very conceptual games. That's the exact word. You found
Yeah.
the fine word. Very conceptual word. Exactly.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
if you follow his books, his theory, I'm sure you're going to increase your level dramatically because, in addition to that, you have a good calculation skill. So it's going to be a great complement. Knowing the strategy and the tactics will make you a really, really strong player, Luis.
Yeah. I want. I hope. I
Yeah,
really like it. It's personally, I dream that maybe on 2 years I play tournaments more like elite, more like I want on some day of my life, teacher, be a GM. On some day of my life, I want.
why not? Why not? If you devote time and energy to it, you can achieve it. Yeah, of course, of course.
Yes,
And it's a lovely game. You're going to enjoy it very much. I guarantee.
yes.
Very good, Luis. Well, I advise you of the next tournament. When there is another tournament, I'll invite you and
Thank you.
um tell you in advance so that you can practice and let me know how much progress you make with the books. All right?
Yes, yes. Okay, teacher. Thank you a lot.
Okay, no problem. Take care. Well, let's say goodbye here, Luis, and see you next week, I guess. Right?
Okay, teacher. Yes, it's okay. Thank
Very
you.
good. Take care. No problem. Say
See you,
hello to
teacher.
the family for me, please.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye. Take care. Bye bye, Luis.
Bye.